episode of The Last 7, a Newport-based podcast and not so philosophical wax regarding the last 7 days. It's been a few weeks, guys, but I'm happy to welcome back Justin Cliff.
Hello.
Antonio Romola.
Hey.
And Kenneth Trainer Esquire.
Hello.
How's it going, chaps?
Good. Excellent.
So 3 weeks since we've all been together, Ken and I, 2 weeks since we did the podcast. So you'd think there was a lot going on, you'd think we'd have written down things as we were going, but pretty sparse. So, not sure what happened. I called Ken down to ask what had happened in the last 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
He popped down, love him, and went, not sure.
It feels like the world's been an awful place and there's a lot to talk about, but I really haven't taken in any current affairs of the past couple of weeks. I mean, all I know is there's a couple of murders and
of course.
some general terror and dread.
Some cannibalism, of course, in South Wales.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't managed to read anything about this.
That pretty much is current affairs, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Terror and dread.
Yeah, that's all fucking current affairs is.
Well, I'm glad of that. So, if anybody knows what has happened in the last couple of weeks, please follow us on Twitter at TheLast7 or email us, thelast7podcast@gmail.com. Or go on to Facebook and write something on our wall.
Nice, got that in there nice and early.
Damn straight. I keep forgetting to do it. If I don't do it early, I won't remember, and then it just gets to the end, and I say, I haven't done any of those. And then, quite rightly, we don't get any emails. But we have had emails, and we've got a Twilight Tone and a question of tone today.
Amazing. From email?
Yeah, from email.
Sweet.
This has been sweet. We've also had a nomination for Cunt of the Week from our very own Justin Cliff. So I'd like to think about some heroes while I go through this week in history. Okay. Since there's bugger all apart from terror and dread happening. This week in 1898, cheerleading is invented. Now I'm dubious about this, because surely it says
In when?
at the University of Minnesota by a guy called Johnny Campbell, who started sort of cheering on the crowd to sort of sing. But I think that's happened for thousands of years, isn't it?
I mean, I've watched that film with, the Australian dude who died in an apartment. His mind is Heath Ledger. Can't believe that name. I watched that film, A Knight's Tale, and I'm pretty sure there's some version of cheerleading in that. And if that is historically correct, as I believe it is...
What with the American Knight?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the rivalry and the
Well, he's Australian, isn't he? He does his best to chop his... I've seen A Knight's Tale. Sean Connery's in it as well, right?
I don't think so.
That's first night.
That's first night, yeah, that's right, with Richard Gere.
You're thinking of the film with the dragon.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't Sean Connery in most films that involve riding on horseback with armour?
No.
I think he's in all of them, isn't he? All the films that involve horseback riding and armour.
He's in Game of Thrones, of course. He played Khal Drogo, and he is...
he played Khal Drago?
Yeah. That's
from Rocky?
No, that's Ivan Drago.
He played him as well, yeah. So
he did play him as well, yeah. A lot of people think, trivia for you, a lot of people think that's Dolph Lundgren. It's not. It's actually, with some camera trickery and with his stunt double, Dolph Lundgren, that's Sean Connery. It's his voice all the way through.
Well, he is a fucking good actor.
Yeah, Sean Connery can play Dolph Lundgren in anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because I
all of the Roger Moore James Bonds as well, that's Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Roger Moore is a fictitious person.
Yeah, and Timothy Dalton is played by Dolph Lundgren, which is really
amazing.
I think it's the mark of a good actor when you can see you see them in somewhere, or particularly if you see a publicity shot of them in character, and you kind of doubt that it's them. Do you know?
I know. I remember the movie poster for the Karate Kid. I didn't think that was him. I thought it was that Pat Morita, but that's Sean Connery as well.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
Right there.
It's a testament to his powers, to his genius.
That's right. This week in 1930, Haile Selassie is crowned the Emperor of Ethiopia. Do we know why that's relevant in popular culture?
No.
I've heard of Ethiopia.
Yeah, right, okay. It was where all the poor people lived when we were at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's the only place where hunger existed when we were in school.
Well, that was where the jokes certainly took place, most of them.
Yeah. Do you remember African bum disease? Do you remember that being a thing when you were in school? You've got African bum disease.
What, dysentery?
I
don't know what it was. It didn't mean that anyone was having a shit or anything. It was just an insult. It was just like, shut up, you got African bum disease. So, do you not remember that? Did no one say that in your schools?
We just used to say AIDS. You've got AIDS.
Straight in there.
Really brutal.
We talked around it. You talked directly about it.
Haile Selassie, Ken, Emperor of Ethiopia.
Yeah, Rastafarianism. That's
sacred in the Rastafarian religion. They believe he's the second coming, essentially.
Yeah.
The Lion of Judah. And in 1839, this week was the Newport Rising, guys.
Alright.
Oh.
What the Chartist Muriel,
the
now
Chartists.
destroyed, was all about.
There's
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
saw-
Chartist stuff going on around town, man.
Yeah, when's the play? Because I saw that advertised at the project space, and it's Patrick Jones is involved, isn't he?
Yeah.
That
and-
caught his name, caught my eye on it.
Between 1 and 5,000 Chartist sympathisers, led by John Frost. That's why we've got our lovely John Frost Square. Well,
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but it'll soon be the centre of a bustling hive of entertainment.
But they're
Or
going to have a
the mural.
Nando's.
Yeah, they're going to have a Nando's. John
And it's on
Frost's
the Monopoly
Nando's.
board.
Oh no.
I think John Frost Square was worth Nando's.
You reckon?
No. I really don't. I don't think anything is worth it. It's just shit. But,
Why not open a cereal bar? Oh, there were guys on Sunday brunch the other day who I'm not envious of, but I think that is, if that works, fuck you. They've opened a cereal restaurant where you go in and you have like different types of cereal in one bowl because like nobody's ever thought of that before.
What?
We were on about Frosty Pops when Ken brought up muesli
yeah,
beforehand.
yeah.
And so they were just like, yeah, this is like a strawberry milkshake one. So it's like regular milk and these weird American strawberry puff cereals. And another vanilla cereal from like New Zealand. And they were just eating them going, oh yeah, that's fantastic. Of course it's fantastic. Anyway, in John Frost Square, I should open my own one, or maybe like see if it's a chain and open one of my own called John's Frosties.
Ah, nice.
That's a good one.
John's Frosty Square.
What would you mix, Tone? Two cereals. Like Dan had Frosties and Cocoa Pops.
Oh mate, it's really good.
Yeah, I think I did one once, it was pretty awesome. I think it was Golden Nuggets
Nice.
with Golden Grahams.
Oh, that is a sweet cereal, my
Yeah.
friend.
Pure gold, brother.
Pure
Yeah, I just
gold.
went for the- yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
nice. I remember my auntie, who lives in Sweden, she came over and she was like going all mental and stuff because I had a bowl of cereal during the day, right? And her kids were there and they didn't speak they spoke pretty good English. And they were watching me just eat this bowl of cereal because when I was a kid I could eat cereal like whenever I wanted. I just ate cereal all the time. I
My parents were happy. They were like, well, it's not
Yeah.
really sweet.
No.
It's sort of
So I ate cereal and shit, and she had a massive go at me saying that now she has to give her kids cereal, right?
No, she
But what
doesn't.
she used to do, yeah, no, she doesn't. She did. And it made me feel bad about it as they were eating every single spoonful. But what she used to do was go through the cupboard, and if it was like half a cereal in the packet, or like a bit of a cereal still in the packet, she'd tip it into another packet, just random packets. So you'd end up with like muesli and cornflakes, or like fucking Cocoa Pops and I don't know.
It's not bad, but you
Rice
can get like a
Krispies
really
and
bad
shit.
combination like shredded wheat and bran flakes. Like the biggest
yeah,
record.
brown flakes and Cocoa Pops, man.
See, that's not a bad idea because one of them's actually all right
I
for you.
tell you what does go is your sort of fruit and nut bran.
Yeah,
cereal.
yeah.
That mixes well with a lot of things.
Well, yeah, fruits and nuts for a start. It's already a mix.
Yeah,
so
so
mixing
you
it
add,
further
you add
is just great.
sprinkling
It's an
Cocoa
amazing
Pops in
cocktail. This week in 1847, I'm sure this is the statue that we saw on the way out of Edinburgh. Sir James Young Simpson, who discovers the anaesthetic power of the anaesthetic property of chloroform.
What's his name? Sir James.
Young Simpson. I'm sure when we were on the bus out of Edinburgh last year, we saw a statue, and it said, I think it said on it, inventor of chloroform. And then Ken mentioned that he was the first successful rapist.
Is that true?
Well, he got away with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's not
No, there's a
it's not in
statue
the
of it.
historical record.
Yeah.
So
There's loads of them about.
it's not him. There is a statue of him, but it's not that one.
Oh, right.
You're talking about the really tall one, aren't you?
No. He was just on a chair. He was just on a chair next to the big park
right.
with the big ditches and stuff. Just before or after
Yeah.
Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, it is.
Castle Grayskull.
Oh yeah!
Let's have a look. Oh yeah.
Chuck a link up to that picture. The first successful rapist, or inventor of chloroform, depending on which bit of history you want to
He
believe.
definitely
What do you
looks
think
like
about
a
the rapey footballer who's getting let do football again?
Chad Evans.
Chad Evans, yeah.
Fantastic. Why aren't you on the news? Why aren't you on CBBC?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was watching the right stuff this morning.
Oh,
I love the disdain in the room right now. No. I get it. Like it's shit, but I do enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching it as I'm
I
doing
like
stuff on
watching
my
it.
computer.
I've like watching
Yeah,
it a few times.
and they were talking about him today, and some guy phoned up and he was like, all right then, Richard, I've got a scenario for you, yeah? You're at work, yeah? And you're having a plumber around to do the toilet, And when Richard's talking to people on the phone, he's really fucking horrible to them. Just like
Richard?
cuts them off. Richard Wright?
Matthew Wright.
Matthew.
Yeah, you're a big fan, eh?
Oh,
Yeah,
huge
huge fan. No. So Matt, he's on the phone to him and he's like really disgruntled and shit. And this guy goes, "Imagine, yeah, you're at work, right? Your wife's at home, yeah. And the plumber's round, yeah. And the plumber is a convicted rapist, right?" And I thought, fucking hell, Matthew's gonna blow him out of the water. That is such a ridiculous point to make about a man who's a rapist who's gonna be a footballer. It's an entirely different fucking concept you're talking about. And Matthew went straight back going, "Oh my god, that's such a good point. That's a really great point." And I was like, "No, it's not.
I think
that's a really shit point to make. This guy is not going to be, it's ridiculous. It's more about him being a role model, surely."
Yeah, we've spoken about this, about celebrities and footballers being role models and whether or not they're just there to play football or whether there's an obligation as a celebrity to, because people are going to want to imitate you. But that doesn't mean that everybody watches football who's going to go and do a rape if he does play football.
No.
There's going to be arguments on either side, surely. But no, I think the plumber argument is stupid. But because, like with anybody, he's not going to get much work if he puts that on his business card. How else are you going to find out unless you do like the plumber? This is the questionnaire I give to all the tradesmen I have around the house. Yeah, just wondering, have you got how many years experience? Okay, yeah, that's great. And have you done this sort of job before? Okay, and how much? And I must ask this: how much will it cost me, all in all, including parts and labour? Okay, and have you ever been convicted of rape? Tick. Right then, I'm going to take my wife to work with me. I think we'll all know why, but I imagine a good job is done. So the keys are over there, and I'll see you later.
Fucking Ken, you got to know something about this vampire that bit Superman, yeah?
Vampire that bit Superman? When?
Yeah. In a comic book.
I reckon Superman.
Well, so sometime between now and 1939, Superman was bitten by a vampire in a comic.
And the vampire exploded because
I've never seen that.
Superman is powered by the sun.
Yeah.
We're all powered by the sun.
How did he even get his teeth into Superman's neck?
Yeah.
Stupid.
I think there's a lot of flaws with Superman we could put out.
There are not a lot of flaws with Superman.
That's
There are
the
flaws
problem.
in people who have used Superman for different things, but there are no flaws in Superman.
That's
Almost by definition. He's Superman.
You know he can't be defeated, which makes it boring because he's definitely going to win. So where's the tension when you're reading a Superman comic book or
He's
when you
with
watch
me
a
on this.
Superman
He knows
film?
what I'm talking about.
Where's the suspense? You know he's going to win.
Kryptonite.
Batman nearly
all
died.
good
Yeah,
is it?
it's
You know all
always
good is
kryptonite,
Batman
mate.
nearly
Shit.
died,
Oh, what's that
Spider-Man
big
nearly
black
died.
chest you've got in the corner that's made of like titanium steel?
X-Men died.
Oh, this
They
chest is
died.
full of. Yeah, kryptonite. Yeah, kryptonite. Yeah. And now he's going to go weak, and then he's going to find some way to go far away from the kryptonite, and then to still defeat you, or cover the kryptonite up with something.
In which
Or somebody
superhero? In
else
which
to come
superhero
fucking
movie
save
do the baddies win?
It's a really good point.
No, Justice League of America, yeah. There's this fucking comic book where, like, all of them go at this alien fucking spaceship because it's invading Earth and taking over people and stuff, right?
Ken.
And Superman goes down, Wonder Woman goes down, Flash goes down, alien head,
Martian Manhunter.
Martian, yeah, he goes down, right? And they're like, and right, these aliens have got him. And then, like, halfway through the comic book, they reveal that the aliens' sight is based on the powers
power
that
that
they've
person-
got.
yeah.
Yeah. And Batman hasn't got any powers, and he's like hiding in the closet and shit, and jumping out and like breaking aliens' necks and stuff, and like just taking over.
How
and shit.
accurate a description was that of the comic book, Ken, which is called...
It wasn't very accurate, but
What-
Batman ends up saving everyone. Yeah. So there's a case where the superheroes don't win.
What's the name of the book?
I'm not sure. I mean, initially, I thought you were talking about the first Grant Morrison Justice League story, which I think is called New World Order in collection. Because but it was like white Martians, because that was the thing. It's like they disguised themselves as like other superheroes, and they were like sort of transforming
no.
the Earth and stuff, and they pretty much took down the Justice League, I think, if I remember rightly.
Right, so good. There's an example that you've given us an exception that proves the rule then. So yeah, there's the tension, Jay.
Well, but obviously they do win because
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman
But
wins.
if Batman,
If
if
the
Batman,
superhero.
if Batman,
He doesn't have supernatural powers, no. He's just a fucking badass. He's still a superhero.
I think that sometimes superheroes, without realising it, and without viewers and readers realising, they're actually killing a lot more innocent people than they are saving. Because you know when they start these massive battles, like between them and like these massive alien forces, and they're like chucking each other into buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
You always see loads of people screaming and freaking like being like crushed by buildings. They haven't been saved. More people get killed when there's a villain and a superhero fighting than there are saved.
But if there were no superheroes, then everyone would die.
That's
true. There has to be sacrifice.
Yeah, but I'm saying they create more havoc.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, of course. No, like
I know your point because I was going to say that.
Especially the Hulk, mate. He kills a shitload of people.
Yeah, the Hulk's the best superhero, mate. It's by far my favourite superhero, man. Fucking great.
Yeah, too many
the
people
retarded
have died,
green giant.
Too many people have died.
Shit in Avengers Assemble.
Oh well.
So we agree then. Superheroes are brilliant. Superman's awesome.
Superheroes are brilliant. My favourite is probably the Hulk. Yeah.
No, but Batman's the best.
Worst superhero in the world is Captain America, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
for
really
everything he stands for.
I'm loving Iron Man though. Fucking hell, Iron Man's cool.
Well, yeah, it's because Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. are really cool.
Yeah, and John Cleese is going to take over when Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to do it anymore.
Sean Connery's going to do it, I heard. He's such a versatile motherfucker. It's the best thing that's happened to you this week, Kenneth.
Well,
go on.
I got a new job. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mastermind was good. I enjoyed that as well.
Oh yeah, thanks very much. Hosted a Mastermind event that's been for the last 4 years. Separate winners each time, which is always good. Trophy not graciously accepted once again.
No, I said to Justin halfway through the specialist subject rounds that I said I don't want to win because I've seen the trophy. It was shit.
The trophy was shit, mate.
George didn't want to take it.
George
won.
I was speculating that next year it would be like, a bin bag of rubbish that you couldn't be bothered taking out because that would be the prize,
Mate, it was really close to being like a year's worth of recycling.
Half a can of Strongbow.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't finish this, but I'll give it away as a prize.
You did very well this year, Tony.
I know, I was chuffed, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you did do well, man. You came second.
I know a lot of. I now know a lot of pointless information about Mary Poppins. So.
Lauren left her notes about Michael Palin and Sahara, and they made very interesting reading. Everybody made the most detailed notes, and I feel like I've patronised you slightly with the questions in that case. I was like, I'll keep it simple, but people had really done their work.
Yeah, you kept mine mine were way too simple in a bad way. They were things that I would never even think.
Yeah, good questions. All right, no, I take it all back. No, I did
close.
I did an amazing job.
What did the character say after Mary Poppins walked out the front door? What did Mary Poppins do when she got angry?
In fairness, Tony, your specialist subject.
How was I supposed to know that?
Because you maybe watched the film in preparation for your specialist subject, Mary Poppins.
When you watched it, did they zoom in on her stamping her foot or something?
No,
was there a shot of her stamping her foot?
Yeah.
How the hell was I supposed to know she stamped the foot?
Because it happens in the film.
I was annoyed about that question.
Nice one.
So yeah, I enjoyed the Mastermind. That was good. But not everyone, clearly.
Not the winners, no one else.
Dude, I even researched.
Come on!
I even found out what she pulls out of her bag, like in order. And you didn't even ask me that. A famous scene. Mary Poppins pulls it.
Yeah, a famous scene. I can tell you what she pulls out of the bag.
What does Mary Poppins take out of her bag? I could have told you.
What does Mary Poppins take out of her bag in order?
Right, she takes out a hat stand. Then she takes out a hat. Then she takes out a mirror. And then she takes out oh god.
I'm gonna have to hurry.
So,
Tony just gave me a really smug point.
I knew a lot of great stuff.
I didn't ask you, but you got 7. You got 7 from 10, so that's a really good.
I'm proud of that. I'm over it. Sorry for my rant.
Yeah. And you suck, Jay.
I sucked. I got 13 overall.
13. That is a piss poor score.
It's poor score. I thought I did really well in the general knowledge round until I heard the total score because I knew I got 5 in the first round.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh right, he's gonna say 21, and then I got 13, and I was like, all right, maybe I didn't think I'd done as well as I thought I'd done it.
As per, I'm afraid Ken smashed it when it came to general knowledge.
Josh, pretty good general knowledge as well. These
his
two
knowledge
are pretty much
and
general knowledges, but yours was school places your general knowledge went to.
Josh was superb, and his knowledge of the film How High was great, and that was enjoyable to watch. As was Castaway, as was Carnage, and I'd not seen that before, and it's fucking beautiful. It's an absolute masterpiece.
Really?
Carnage, it's amazing. It's well good. Krista has fantastic taste.
Awesome.
So congratulations to the winners. What's the worst thing that's happened to you this weekend?
I got a cold.
Bollocks.
The worst one I've had for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like years. Because normally for me it's like a 24-hour thing. This thing's been with me for a week now.
Yep.
And I woke up at like 4:10 this morning. Then went to bed early. And woke up way too fucking early. And I was just like feeling ill and horrible. And then at about 5:30 in the morning, I would estimate, the cat turned up.
Ugh.
And I was like lying there and I thought, what I'll do now is I'll lie completely still as if I'm asleep. And this might be giving me some insight into what she's actually doing while I'm genuinely asleep. But no, she just climbed on me and started licking my cheek.
She knew you were faking it.
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah, so just felt rough. The fucking work and everything just felt shit. I'm feeling it now, mate.
It's the stresses of your new responsibilities, my friend.
No, I don't think it's that. It's just, you know, just a fucking
New job, Ken.
Yeah. It's good.
I've got this thing at the moment where it kind of feels like, you know, that thing where you feel like you're really close to getting ill,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't happen. You forget about it, and then it starts happening again,
Yeah.
and it hasn't quite happened to me yet. But I can feel it's coming and going all the time. Like
That's
it's
well,
good.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's just being well.
No, I think it's just certain times of the day. Like in the mornings when I first get up to go to work,
I feel tired of
I feel like I've got a cough. I feel like my throat feels really rough. By the end of the day, it doesn't feel as bad. Then the next day, it feels like it's coming back.
Does your
again.
throat feel like you haven't had a drink in like 8 hours?
When it gets like later on,
Maybe that's
you
all
also
it is.
feel
That might be what
tired.
it is. It might just be that I'm dehydrating in the
Are you
night.
finding you getting really tired towards the end of the day? Like,
Dude, guys, I'm talking like at least 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
body just turns off.
No,
I don't
I
know
know.
what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I close
come
my eyes
like
and
nine,
then
come like 9, 10 o'clock.
You're
I just
assholes, I don't
feel
mean
like
that.
I just feel like falling asleep. It's really bizarre.
I don't mean
and
that.
then when I wake up
mean
in the
that-
morning, it feels like, you know, I've been in like a lazy state for a long period of time.
like I haven't moved for a
Yeah,
while. Maybe
yeah,
somewhat, but
No,
not
I'm
very
talking.
much.
I feel
yeah.
a bit stuffy sometimes. My nose.
Yeah, like my breathing's been
Oh,
laboured.
maybe I just need to clear my throat a bit or something. Maybe,
Maybe you just need to accept that you have to go to sleep and wake up. No one likes waking up. I don't really like going to bed. I think like, oh, there's
Yeah, but
nothing
mate,
for
he's a fucking machine. He's up at like 6:30 every morning, like making stuff
Yeah,
in the
because
kitchen.
he's scared.
Dude, he's scared of you know, dying or something.
Every
During
morning.
that sleepless period. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
afraid to stay in bed too long just in case I don't get up.
The other day, last night, man, when I went from yours and went round to the house, my key. They put a key in the other side of the door. And I put my key in so it doesn't work because their key blocks mine out. Yeah. So I kept trying to do it. The dog's inside going mad, like bam, 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 like woofing. And so I just like knocked on the door, just like because I didn't want to wake him up, but I wanted to wake one of them up to come let me in. But the dog kept barking and barking and barking and barking. My phone was dead in my pocket, so I just like kept knocking on the door, like got my phone out, turned it on because I was going to text him. As soon as I turned it on, he phoned me. I answered it, and he was like, "Do you know?" He's like, "You outside, mate?" And I was like, "Yeah, mate."
Yeah, do you want to hear it from my perspective? I didn't know he was coming home at all because obviously you told me he wasn't going to make it for the podcast. I thought, well, he's not coming home tonight. So I was not expecting it. And then all of a sudden the dog started to react before there was even a knock on the door. The dog started acting all weird and growling and shit. And I thought, right, what's the dog noticed? Well, like, I was a bit freaked out by that. Then I heard this really quiet, sneaky sounding, sinister sounding knock on the door, like, like, and I was like, I turned to Lauren, I was like, what the fuck is that? Was that the door? And she was like, yeah. Who the fuck is that? I was like, oh God, what the fuck is that? I was like, oh shit, it can't be Justin, can it? He's not coming home. So I rang him straight away, shit my pants. I did not want to answer the door. I was like so relieved it was him. But yeah, from my perspective, I was shitting it.
From my perspective,
And good
it
job,
was
you
cold.
good job your phone wasn't dead. Because if you hadn't answered your phone, mate, I was not answering that
No,
door.
I was thinking you were
not
freaked
gonna
out,
answer
so I was
that
going to open the letterbox and just go, "Tom."
Yeah, that would have been even worse. Oh God, they know me. Call the police.
You've been inside for the night, but it's not in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
So is that another best and worst thing of the...
Oh God,
That was my
worst
best thing of the
Shut me
week.
up. That was my worst thing.
It was
Shut
my
me
best
up.
thing of the week, yeah. Loved it.
If you'd started speaking to me through the letterbox, I would have still gone, who is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Who are you?
Because the lights
I
didn't come
would've
on or
trusted
anything, so I knew you weren't coming to the door, and I was just knocking. Just knocking away. Yeah, it was pretty creepy.
Nice.
From
You had a
angle.
worst thing of the week?
No, not really.
Great. Best thing of the week, Tom?
Only best thing for me was, yes, obviously that was my worst thing, wasn't it? But the best thing for me was, well, I was just getting a tumble dryer and blinds put up in my front room. That was it.
Dan nearly threw up. Dan nearly threw up when he heard tumble dryer.
I heard it before. He said it before. He come over and forgot. Yeah.
Laugh. What's funny about that? But, you know, it's great, you know, because you know now I don't have to faff about putting shit on like radiators and stuff. It's just so quick and easy, you know.
So
No, you just have to
expensive.
burn like 40 quid of electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's the only thing with it. But you know, it was on for half an hour the other day, and I did check the electric straight away because I was curious to see. I checked the meter.
Bet you were.
Yeah,
And
no,
only
and
14 quid.
I only used 35p for half hour. It's not too bad.
Yeah, but if you use that
It's worth
half an
it.
hour a day for 7 days,
It's worth it.
money.
It costs 60p to have the heating on for an hour. 60p, so it's like one pence a minute.
So you got the heat and the tumble dryer, so that's like a quid and a half. Making a cup of tea?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
haven't checked that.
pushing 2 quid that is. A couple of kilowatts in
I
a
haven't
kettle,
checked
mate.
what the washing machine is either.
Oh, you've got washing on at the same
I should
time.
write a list, shouldn't I?
Heated washing. Fucking
Should I
hell. You
list-
must be burning through fucking at least
Dude,
5 quid a
because
day.
you will write a fucking list.
I
mate.
write a
There'll
list
be
of
list
every
of
appliance
every
and what I
appliance
use, so
and
I know
how much money it
exactly.
uses.
So I know exactly what to top it up.
Yeah, it's like watching your 49 minutes of allotted television a day, and you hear Lauren using an electric whisk and kick
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
What is
you
going
doing?
on?
That's 40 pence that I haven't put into the
We haven't
budget.
accommodated for that 4p,
Yeah.
Lauren.
Yeah, he's literally counting pennies in the living room.
Yeah.
It's just a big pile of pennies. This is my electricity for the entire year.
I think I've told you this on the podcast, but about Tone's New Year's resolution piece of paper that I found on the table.
No, I've not heard this.
Do we
Hell
use
no.
that?
Mate, there's this little piece of paper on the table, yeah, and I was in the living room back when we had just like normal TV and shit, flicking through the channels and stuff, and I look on the coffee table, I double take this little scrumpled up bit of paper, so I just open it up, and it's in his handwriting, and it just says lottery tickets, underlined, wins, lose, that right, and it's got a line down the middle, and he's tallying up like the
think
wins
scratch
and
cards,
the
you
losses. Yeah, scratch cards. Yeah, did I not say scratch cards?
No, you said lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Wins, losses. And it's just 2 scores on the losses side. Mate, it was my
Basically,
favourite
the whole
thing at that
point of
moment
this
in my
list.
life.
The whole point of this list was because I thought, right, this year I'm going to keep tabs on how much I spend on scratch cards and whether I'm winning or whether I'm gaining or losing. I wanted to know whether I was out of pocket by the end of the year or whether I did something, even if it was just a quid. So I was like going to do this thing, but the list didn't last long. I think that was literally it. I didn't mark it after that.
No.
Did you get 2 scratch cards
I
for
got bored.
Christmas? And you were like, right, yeah, I'll start this. This will be good.
I was just really curious to know how much money I was wasting on scratch cards. Because I tend to win quite a lot on
£2,
scratch cards. No, I do win. I win quite a lot of them. Like £1,
You
£2,
don't.
£5.
My
Evidently,
gran
you
the other
don't.
day
I won a
won
tenner on
100
one.
quid.
100 quid.
Yeah.
Nice
sweet.
job.
She won 100 quid and then she went back into the shop and she tried to give the woman a tenner because the woman had picked the scratch cards. My gran said, just pick anyone. And the woman wouldn't take the £10 note.
Oh.
So then my gran said, oh, can I buy 10 scratch cards? And she bought 10 more scratch cards. And then my gran said, have those.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't take those either. And then so my
Well,
gran
did you,
had 10 scratch
no,
cards.
they were losing scratch cards. She'd like finish them. She'd take them. I can't. No, put them in the bin.
yeah. No, so my gran took them, 10 scratch cards, scratched them off and won 3 quid. So overall she won 93 quid.
Wow.
Nice.
Not bad.
Well in. That's really good.
6 scratch cards.
It's nice when gambling pays off. Certainly
Yeah.
is. I think, Tony, if you had kept it up and bought a scratch card a week, I reckon there'd have been more in the loss column than there would be in the win. I think that's how they're able to give away £1 million.
Yeah, but the thing is with Tome's list was there was no sums, there was no like, I don't know, were those 2 scores £1 scratch cards or were they £2 scratch cards? Or like, how much would you win if you won on a £2 scratch card and you bought another? It was a
Dude, in order to get
ridiculous
it right,
list.
in
It
order
was
to get a
ridiculous,
proper ratio.
ill thought out list.
I know, it's
it
stupid.
was shit.
I know I won't do it again.
I'm
No,
glad.
don't make another list about scratch cards.
I've
It was
thought about,
shit.
mate, I've thought about keeping all sorts of strange lists before. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was gonna create like a few different shopping lists for different like shops, places where I knew, like if I know that if I found that shampoo was definitely the cheapest I could get it in like B&M bargains, I would create a list for B&M bargains with all the items I know were definitely the cheapest to get there, and then I would create a list with all the items that were definitely the cheapest to get in like Lidl's Asda's, blah blah blah, so that every time I went shopping I'd know, never buy bread in Asda's, buy it from B&M Bargains, they get cheaper. That was
B&M Bargains for bread. It's in a shopping centre.
so I don't know
It's
why the
really
hell I thought of
fucking
doing that. I
weird.
thought it might be quite fun to write a list like
You
that.
gotta get a bread and milk from B&M Bargains.
I think I got a problem.
You've got a multi-storey car park next to
I
it.
think I've got a real problem.
Such a weird place. It's go and buy bread, like,
and actually-
it's miles away from anything. It's only until 5.
On that
You're a
note,
ridiculous human. You spend 2 days
Yeah,
doing your
I
weekly
know.
shop.
I know, it's crazy, but you know, on that note of me being like obsessed with like finding a bargain and saving money, I was walking through town and these girls were giving out coupons for like 50 pence off any packet of Fox's biscuits,
Oh,
like
yeah.
coupons, and like a free packet of biscuits, right? So she handed me this thing. I had my headphones in at the time. I wasn't paying much attention. She just handed me the biscuits. Oh, free biscuits, and gave me this coupon. And I nearly didn't read it. I read it and I noticed that it was any purchase of Fox's biscuits, 50 pence off, right? So I put it in my wallet. I thought, you never know, it'll come in handy. Now I don't normally buy biscuits. I don't even buy Fox's biscuits. And just because I had this coupon, I decided to go into Iceland and buy 3 packets of biscuits so I could get.
That was
so I
what
could
they
get-
wanted. That's what they were trying to do.
There was 3 packets for £2, but obviously with the 50 pence off, I got it for £1.50. So I had 3 packets of biscuits for £1.50. I was really chuffed about that.
Yes.
You don't eat biscuits.
Yeah.
You're fucking.
And no,
That's why
I'm
you
sorry,
eat
and then I
it.
forgot the most important part of the story, and then I sold one of those packets of biscuits for 75p to someone. And realised that I'd actually made a profit. I just,
You had it.
but then I thought,
down.
No,
And then I
50
thought-
pence a packet, innit?
Oh.
yeah. I sold the packet for 75p. I thought I made a bit of profit there. And I thought to myself, if those women are still in town now, still giving out 50p coupons, I'll put a hat on, go and get another one, and do the same thing again. And then I saved up enough money to buy another 3 for no cost. Fuck up!
Put a hat on. Fucking put a beard on and get like. Put one of those glasses and the nose on. Get some more coupons. Like, sell them at the market. Make 25p profit.
Walk past every 10
Fucking
minutes in a
hell.
different disguise and just collect these coupons.
Any nominations for Hero of the Week? Got a cunt of the week all nice and lined up. No heroic deeds this week. It's fine. It's
Not
fine.
this week. I've been reading about an heroic accident that some people are very sceptical about the authenticity of it.
Oh, is this the guy falling out of a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that today.
Yeah, I've
Read
been
this
reading
story?
this. Captain J.H. Headley, his chap, he was a gunner on a plane during the First World War. Now what that meant was there was a pilot in the front and the gunner in the back, and the gunner, according to this article, often stands up during combat and stuff. So you had the 2 gentlemen, it was Captain Headley, John Herbert Headley, that's his name, and the pilot was Jimmy Makepeace.
Nice.
So in this battle, and Makepeace put the plane into a steep dive, and Headley fell out the plane.
Whoa.
He claims to have fallen 700 feet before landing back on the tail of the plane and crawling back into the cockpit and came out of the dive.
Way.
So there's like the poster here, Captain J.H. Headley, the luckiest man alive, in his thrilling lecture, rambling through the air.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, in his thrilling lecture. The
Yeah.
movie poster is brilliant. We'll chuck a link up to it, man. It's
We
a
say very, very lucky.
movie
There's
poster.
some
Show poster.
some people are sceptical about it, obviously.
Yeah.
Of course, but there's a guy, David Hobbs, who was a pilot, and things. He thinks it could have happened. He says there are recorded instances of pilots falling out of cockpits, both in fixed-wing airplanes and airships in the First World War, catching hold of some part of the airframe and crawling back again. And he said you usually had 2 mechanics who held the tail down.
Yeah.
This is before they
Oh
took
yeah,
off.
yeah,
You usually had 2 mechanics who held the tail down, and there are 2 instances where the pilot opened up and took off with 2 mechanics holding onto the tail of the plane.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
No way.
That's how dangerous the
Let
First
go.
World War was.
Yeah, you could have
Let go. You know, if you're fucking, I suppose it's going at quite a speed though, but you'd have to be running quite fast. It's going up in the air. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what's wrong with them?
Special sticky gloves.
Why would they hold on?
For Blighty!
No, they're probably on there anyway.
Hero of the week obviously goes to, of course, those who fought in World War One and subsequent wars because it's been Remembrance Day yesterday, as a matter of fact. And service the march past the cenotaph, which I watch every year.
Yeah.
It's an odd thing,
Cool.
but I just do. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it was during Remembrance Day and it was during 2 minute silence yesterday that I came across my cunt of the week.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. In the market, in the indoor market in Newport, they for the 2 minute silence, they do this new thing now. They did it last year for the first time where they announce it like properly over the tannoy, and then they play like some old like wartime music, like trumpets and stuff. And then
They normally play the last post.
and then when they do the 2 minute silence, they play like this bell. They like play this like old bell sound every like second sort of thing.
Is it 11 chimes? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So when they announced it and they on Tannoy told everybody to like please show their respect and everything. I was in the middle of serving a customer, and I wasn't. He just got there. Literally as it was about to start, as we were about to do the 2 minute silence, he come to the counter with his stuff. He put it down, and I started weighing it, and then I stopped, and I just went. I kind of gave him a little signal, like in silence, without saying anything. I would just stop a minute, right? But he obviously didn't hear that, and I stopped, and everyone else around him just sort of stopped, and he was just so confused. He just looked at me and was like. What are you doing? And then looked around and saw everyone was quiet, and I was like, it's just the I was trying not to talk because everyone was quiet. I was like, it's just the like pointing my finger up like to show the tannoy because the bell was the chime was happening, and I was thinking surely he knows what's going on. But he didn't.
Right.
But he did. Anyway, he didn't because he was like, I think he was foreign and he wasn't quite sure. He didn't. No, he didn't.
I was waiting for it.
I think he was French. I think he was French and he didn't quite understand or hear what was going on. But anyway, he's not the cunt. He's not the cunt of the week.
Right.
He realised. Sorry, so I wasted time saying that. He realised, so he went quiet. Everyone else around was just stood still then at that point. Everyone in the market was completely still, stood there by the counter doing nothing. And then a Chinese man comes in. Right, a regular.
Oh God!
Really loudly picks up the grapefruit.
How do you loudly pick up the grapefruit?
He just goes, yeah, this fresh meat, like that. Everyone in the market completely quiet. Just stood there, like people around the shop, just stood inside. Yeah, this fresh meat, oh yeah, good one. All right, then put it down on the counter. And he goes, how much? And I was like just sort of shaking my head, not saying anything. And he was like, how much? Because he obviously didn't know what the hell was going on.
And the French guy was like, what?
Really didn't know what the hell was going on. Everyone else was giving him dirty looks and stuff. And then I had to serve him. I just served him in silence. I was like, 50p, like quietly. Served him. And he had no idea, mate. And then he put the grapefruit in his bag and carried on walking off, like talking to his daughter really loudly. And past all these people that just stood completely still in silence. And he didn't even think there must be something going on.
It is likely that he'll return at 11 o'clock every day going, it's amazing, at 11 o'clock they'll just fucking shut up. It's really quiet, just walk around chatting.
It was so awkward, he was so loud because he was like, well, he wasn't loud, he didn't even realise that he could only hear his own voice. I just don't get it. Over like these chimes, over these bells.
All the people in the other market traders like looking at you going, look at that fascist Italian bastard serving, like always trying to make money.
I know, that's what I was really paranoid of. I felt really bad.
What's it? Well, fucking hell, he's got a good deal of some biscuits there.
Was it? I felt really bad that people were watching me serving. I thought it was really. I didn't want them to think I was being disrespectful, but it's because I knew that this guy didn't understand, have a clue what was going on. So I just had to, because otherwise he would have just thought I was being rude. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a dilemma for me, but I made the decision where I
so instead of being rude to one man,
you were rude
to a room of people.
Instead of being rude to one Chinese man, I ended up being rude to a load of fellow British men. That was wrong of me, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's done now and it's finished. So
yeah, my loyalties lie with the Chinese.
Confused Chinese person, perhaps, but there is another one. It's not so much a hero of the week, but it's something. We spoke about. Who was it who donated? Was it J.M. Barrie who donated the proceeds of Peter Pan to Great Ormond Street?
Yes. Right.
J.M. Barrie is actually fucking. What was it? It was a nickname he was called. It was like the hairy monster or something like that. Or no. It was
what?
By his mates, because he was quite short and he was quite hirsute. Peter Pan was originally supposed to be a book called The Boy Who Hated Mothers. That's right. and he had a cricket team, the J.M. Barry, called the Allarakbaries. And that cricket team included Rudyard Kipling, Arthur Conan Doyle, P.G. Wodehouse, Jerome K. Jerome, G.K. Chesterton, A.A. Milne, and H.G. Wells.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, serious.
Fucking
They were
hell.
really, really terrible, apparently, at cricket, but they just like hanging out together.
So Arthur Conan Doyle and H.G. Wells.
Yeah, and
Really?
Jerome K. Jerome, who wrote Three Men in a Boat,
Fucking hell.
and another guy called G.K. Chesterton, who was a Christian apologist, but he was also like a really brilliant writer. He contributed to the Encyclopedia Britannica, and he did Charles Dickens's entry in the Encyclopedia Britannica, and he contributed on the humour article as well.
Yeah.
He's an odd-looking fellow as well. I'll put a photo up of G.K. Chesterton. You would love him. You would love just what he looks like. It's amazing. Yeah, the cricket team were apparently really bad. They're called the Allarakbaries because they mistakenly thought that Allah Akbar meant heaven help us instead of God is great. So they called, And he gives some advice. What was it? Yeah, some jocular advice to a cricket team. Said, make sure we do not practice on an opponent's pitch before a match. This will only give them confidence. And if you manage to hit the ball, run immediately. Do not stop and cheer.
It's brilliant advice.
Who was your cunt of the week, Jay?
Julian Blanc.
Julian Blanc.
Julian Blanc.
Do you want to explain a bit about him?
He's a guy who's recently been kicked out of Australia. Well, not kicked out, but they wouldn't allow him to have a working visa there anymore because his work was going around sort of hotel lobbies and running seminars for men on how to attract women. And his advice included like lying to them, like really fucking bad behaviour. And one of his tricks was get as close to a girl's face as you can when you're out and just grab the back of their neck. This is about Japanese girls he was talking about. He goes, if you're in Japan, because it's easy, just grab the back of the girl's neck and just pull her head straight towards your crotch. And then there's video footage of him out in Japan grabbing girls' heads and just pulling their heads towards his fucking dick.
Yeah. Thrusting away
and
and
he's
stuff.
telling other men how to do this to women and stuff and saying, Japanese women just love like foreign men and they'll just do anything.
One of his other tactics is to lie about being like sexually abused as a child and stuff to make people feel sorry for you. There's a quote on here, right? It says that he's an executive coach for real social dynamics, and he promises to teach men how to, quote, make girls beg to sleep with you after short-circuiting their emotional and logical mind, and develop panty-dropping masculinity with the rock-solid structure to self-generate the powerful emotions girls crave.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right, so here's a clip of Julian Blanc. Click on the link and join us back in a second. Well, what a tremendous fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me quite uncomfortable. That does.
Deeply uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to give him any more
What a douche, man.
exposure.
Douchebag.
No, not at all. Julian Blanc, you are this week's cunt of the week, unquestionably.
Horrible cunts.
You ready, Tone?
Oh yeah, go on then.
Then it's time for a question of tone. Antonio, in the week that the test flight for Virgin Galactic unfortunately crashed, so space tourism has taken a bit of a step back, most people think.
Yeah.
Is there any point?
In what?
Space tourism.
Yeah, it's a good point that because there isn't really much to see, and it'll take a really long time to get there. For a start.
Yeah.
It doesn't take
And
that
It
long.
doesn't take that long.
It doesn't take that long because you need to be moving very fast to escape. That's
Yeah.
gravity.
Okay. And then when you get there,
7 miles a second, I believe.
when you get there, what you're looking at just the Earth from really, really far away.
It's meant to be really profound.
Yeah. No, it probably is. But I mean, you're spending a lot of money, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
costing-
yeah.
150 grand.
Yeah, it's costing for an absolute fortune for an amazing experience, but think of how many more amazing experiences you could get with all that money. You could probably get like, God knows how many. You could get like, about 100 different experiences.
Would you
for that
go?
Money.
Would you go and do it?
No, not for that amount of money.
If it was free. If it was, of
Obviously
course,
not.
not for that amount of money, but if it was free.
Oh, if it was free, Yeah, I'd be a little bit scared though.
Would you go on the first one?
I'd be nervous about no way. I'd let them send a few people up first, just in case anything goes wrong. But bloody hell, no, I don't know. I'm a bit nervous about the idea of it actually. If I was given an opportunity to go, I think I'd be quite scared about going up there.
Are you ready further, Antonio?
Yeah, go on.
Brace yourself, mate,
Oh yeah.
as we prepare to enter the Twilight Zone. Is there life elsewhere in the universe?
There could well be. Yeah, I really think there might be something.
What would they look like?
I think there's a good chance there is. I reckon they'd look like they wouldn't look. I don't reckon they'd look as weird. Well, I don't think they would look like anything like we think they would look like. I reckon they'd probably just be like similar to humans, but like maybe no hair. Like no hair and maybe no mouth. Just like a nose and like eyes that don't even have pupils. And maybe they'd only have they wouldn't even have fingers, they'd have like stubs.
Totally gone away from what you were saying. It's so good. Would they wear clothes or would they be naked?
I reckon they'd be naked. I reckon they'd be naked.
Genitals, what would go on there?
They'd probably have similar-ish genitals, but they might look more like animal like genitals. So they might
Just
have
human genitals on this
mouths that
fucking
look like donkey.
stumpy, fucking no pupiled, hairless alien. On what world do you think they evolved where that was the best thing to be? No mouth. It's like you have to snort all the food.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm assuming they eat food. Ooh.
Maybe they look just like us, but with like different colour, like skin,
The Star Trek model.
and loads more hair, maybe.
You
Just like maybe they'd be.
You've got no idea.
Maybe, well, of course they have,
Like,
because I never. We have no
going
idea.
everywhere with
But they
it.
might just be covered in hair, like top to toe, like.
We're looking for a hairy, hairless, stumpy, naked people.
Maybe they don't even like have a language to communicate.
Right, no, you're talking a bit more sense.
Maybe they just communicate with like wind or something.
Like the wind or like
Yeah.
Just like blowing on each other's faces in different ways. So they know what's going on.
And they've developed space travel.
Well, no, because if they'd done that, we would have met them by now. I guess.
Yeah, that's the point. No, the question was, is there life outside
I
the
don't think
universe?
that. I think if there is I think if there is another species out there, I don't think they are very intelligent at all.
You think there
Otherwise
are
they would have
hairy
found us.
species of human-shaped things that
Yeah, and
blow
I think-
on one another's faces? in
Yeah, but I
certain
think
ways
they're at
to
a really early
communicate.
stage of their evolution, so I think they're still like shitting in each other's like
fuck.
beds. And
That could be
and like they've all created these little pits to sleep in, and
No,
they're
you're
just
right.
shitting in
You're
them.
right about evolutionary milestones. There's like the precision grip and the opposable thumb, and when we stop shitting in each other.
So good. They got the fucking mindset to make beds, but they haven't got the fucking.
No,
they're not developed enough to not shit in them.
unless that's what they
By beds, I
invented
just
for.
mean a place to lay head at night. I just mean like a little pit underneath a tree. If there are trees on their planet,
They could be quite lovely though.
There might just be
Because-
weeds, like the odd weed here and there.
No, but they could be really lovely because if you imagine if they're hairy and it's about like blowing, it's like blowing patterns in the hair. It could be how they communicate.
Oh, that's really
And so if there's
nice.
wind on the planet, it would be like the planet itself was talking to you.
You see what happened when a human has your
deity,
thoughts,
you
though?
know?
What?
Yeah, you and Ken should communicate.
So I think they could be a
more
very
often on this
peaceful
shit.
and harmonious race.
You've just got an awesome comic book.
Before I hand over to Ken, one last space thing. The little probe that landed on is it an asteroid?
Comet.
Yeah.
Comet. No, a comet. Big
Well,
thing is it the same thing?
Comet, tomato.
Well, no, asteroids that tend to be they're big rocks, aren't they, in space? Whereas the comet is mostly ice. Is that
Ice,
right?
yeah, that's what they're having a look at. Water.
Nice.
Water. It's had a 6.4 billion kilometre journey, that probe.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen to it?
I don't know whether they like speak to it or whether it's just there to sort of collect stuff and then come home or come home. Like it's got a little guy in it. So,
Yeah.
or then come back, or whether they just like take mineral readings while they're there, and like that information is fed back somehow. I failed like on the 4th week at NASA school because I went and I was like, that's why I wanted to consider Butler School. Just something that I
4th
could
week?
say. 4th week, yeah.
So what is
It's
the
not bad.
point? What is the point of this? Like, why is that landed on that bloody asteroid?
See what's on it.
Yeah.
See if there's any of Bruce Willis's remains.
What are they going to find on there?
Well, that's the point, though, isn't it? Because there's
They've
news
never
about
been
comets,
able
we've
to-
observed comets, but this is you're actually going to go and
Touch one.
touch one and actually see what's there. I mean, there's not people on it, but it's a
No, they've got like a portal.
How did it? The thing is, don't they travel really fast?
yeah.
Yeah.
How the fuck did it?
Well, exactly. That's
The
why it's so
fuck?
amazing, isn't it?
Were they trying to get it to land on there, or was it just like an?
And now, we'll just chuck you down to Jupiter. Whoop.
But
Oh,
who's the lucky bugger that managed to hit that then? Fucking hell! Because I guess they've been trying for ages. They're firing these.
he was the
things
best
at-
Angry Birds player that they could find, and he's just got the
That's
computer
what
back
that
in
game was
NASA.
made
Jesus,
for,
that-
to train
So that is a
people.
pretty big achievement. And now that it's on there, now they've finally got on there, probably going to be fuck all on there of any interest to anyone. So that guy, even though he's famous for the day because he's done it, nothing good's going to come of it.
That
They're like, well,
guy
that
was
was a waste
famous
of
for the
it.
day because
Yeah,
he'd
it's
done
got
it.
one guy in his
What
shed.
guy? What was his name?
What was his name? Tim
What was
something.
his
Was it Tim something?
Say again?
Tim something. Was it you said?
What?
What's the
No,
guy-
I don't
the
know
guy
his
that
name.
Shot it up there?
You put all this in yourself.
Yeah,
you have,
definitely.
but
Oh,
then-
my God.
I don't know who the hell Tim is.
Oh, sorry. I thought someone was.
Oh, it's pretty much a contender for Hero of the Week though. Tim on his own in his shed that's managed to
Was
land
it like
a program.
controlled by a remote control or something? You just like chase this asteroid for
It's
a few
3
days
people:
and
Angry
try
Birds
and
champion, Robot Wars champion, and the best guy at the Oakwood when you can drive the little speedboats. The best guy at that.
Do you want some facts about the comet?
Oh yeah, please do.
Because you're right, it's travelled at 6.4 billion kilometres
Oh,
to reach the comet. The journey has taken 10 years, but they actually started planning it 25 years ago.
go on, Tim.
Wow.
Now the comet 67P, is more than 4 billion years old. It has a mass of 1 trillion kilograms, or 10 billion tons.
Whoa.
It's hurtling through space at 18 kilometres a second, and it's shaped like a rubber duck.
That's amazing.
So there you go.
Perfect comic facts, man. That's
They've
awesome.
landed it on it.
Is that what you want to finish on, man?
No,
Oh, of
the other
course.
thing, because I wanted to. So there's a task. I went into W. Smith's today
Nice.
to buy my 2000 AD, because it's the law, every Wednesday. And I noticed this. Now this was by, on the counter there's sweets and there's always deals on like bars of chocolate for £1 and vouchers.
Nice.
And down below on this plastic rack they had these, right? It's Old Moore's Almanac 2015. And it is put together by Dr. Francis Moore, astrologer by royal appointment.
Oh, fuck me, no.
So 2015 will be a year of liberation. Now I open it, there's there on World Affairs. Then there's a section about Kylie Minogue. Will Kylie be lucky in 2015?
Fucking hell.
Then Graham Norton. And finally Prince George.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he's a baby. He will continue to live a privileged lifestyle in 2015.
Yeah.
It's got all your trends, all your star signs in it. It tells you stuff that's going to happen. Much like the Sylvia Browne book, when I spotted something that was kind of offensive, the person being in it. It's not as bad, but it tells us about what's in store for Dara O'Brien.
Oh, no.
That's brilliant.
No.
That's so obscure as well.
So I think, Dan, that perhaps you should have a look at this and report back next week about
Oh,
what it actually is, because I picked it up, like, kind of slightly embarrassed in a way, but I was like, I've got to get it.
Yeah.
And the woman said, I've still got no idea what that is.
this is amazing. Right, I'm gonna read Old Moore's Almanac, Folsham's original, for the year 2015. Occult knowledge and truth, an announcement for genuine seekers only. This is a secret order that teaches the sublime occult mysteries.
Secret order advertising in the back of a magazine.
Yeah, many make such claims, few possess the ability to fulfill them. Nevertheless, the ancient holy mysteries, all in with capital letters at the beginning of all that, have been re-established in order that genuine seekers find the true light. Those are in capitals. I will read this and I'll report back. So now they're all feeling pretty cosmic through our space exploration. Tones,
This is the thing, right?
anger.
I see it like this with conquering space. Tone's not very impressed, but what about the future? That's the next. uncharted territory, isn't it?
It's going to be fucking.
If you can report back and tell us what's going to happen, Dan, I would appreciate
This
it.
is going to be fucking horrendous. But thank you very much. I should read more.
It's a
good start.
place to start.
Some easy reading. But all that leaves me to do is to thank my co-participants for this week: Justin Cliff,
Thank you, Dan.
Antonio Romola,
Thank you.
and as always, Kenneth Trainer.
Good night, everyone.
Ah.
Or morning. Did you see the revolution we televised last night
We watched it together here.
with the gay priest?
Yep.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah.
Pretty good week, right?
Yeah. That's fucking awesome what they were saying to those Christian guys. Because basically they were saying
Got a short video up of him. I'll do a quick link and then.
Is it on YouTube, is it?
Yeah, it will be.
Do we get to watch this now?
Yeah, we'll have a look. What I'll do is I'll say something, not do it afterwards because you'll piss
Which one
yourself.
it is?
It's like a.
Not do what afterwards? What? I know you're not. I know they're not real. I didn't get it. I'm
Oh
really
shit!
confused. What are you doing?
That's fucking annoying.
Yeah,
Jay.
shut up.
sorry.